Hey everybody, it's Ellen Lewis with Crazy for You on the Luna Knit Along. So it's been a little over a week. I know this is a lot of knitting, and for some of you, it's especially boring in garter stitch. I don't know. I found it kind of relaxing. I was on vacation, so it was nice to have something to knit that I didn't really have to think about. But this video is all about the next step. So, what you wanted to do is to knit enough, mark your armholes, and then work up to where you begin your neckline shaping. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to start with taking a measurement. And this is really important. Okay, so this is my Luna, the front, and I have worked that up to a measurement that the pattern indicates. Now, I just want to show you that when I measure this lying flat, it's just over 20 inches. But since this is going to be worn, we want to be sure that we measure it hanging because that's how long it's going to be when it's on our body. So let's have a look at that. So, like I said, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you measure your fabric hanging, especially important in garter stitch because you know garter stitch is really vertically stretchy. Just going to do a quick and dirty, holding this up and putting my tape measure up here at the top, just underneath my knitting needle. And you see now when I hold that and you can see the measure, it's 22 inches. It's actually a little bit more than 22 inches, which is okay for me because I'm a little bit long. But do you see the difference? That's a solid 3 inches in length difference from when it's flat and when it's measured, hanging like you're going to wear it. So that's just something to think about when you're going to decide when to stop your fabric, okay? So let's talk about how we're going to be shaping this neck because I think the pattern might be a little bit confusing. What you have is you have all of your stitches here on your needle, and they tell you to knit so many stitches and leave the rest of those stitches and turn. So what they're trying to do is we're creating this neckline here. Okay, so when you work across those stitches and turn and begin binding off, you're going to bind off your stitches, work to the end of the row, and then come back, bind off more stitches, work to the end of the row, and then come back and bind off more stitches. So what's happening is you're creating this neckline here through these bind-offs that you're doing at the right side of the front neck. And then you're going to slip these center stitches to a holder, rejoin the yarn, and do those same kind of bind-offs on this other side. Okay? So that's really all the pattern is telling you. And these bind-offs that you do at the neckline are to create that little bit of a front shaping. So here I am. I have knit those stitches as instructed, and I am now going to turn. So let me just show you on my fabric. These are the center neckline stitches at the bottom of the neckline that will end up being slipped to a holder. I'm just going to go ahead and leave them on my needle for now because they're not hurting anything. So I'm going to turn, and now I am going to bind off the stitches that it tells me to so that I can begin that shaping for the front neckline. So there are my stitches bound off, and I'm just going to continue across the row. All right, so now we're going to come back, and if we look at it, we can now see this is our shoulder side right here, and this is our neckline. So we're going to work all the way across, and we're going to bind off again. Your pattern says to repeat the last 2 rows twice more. So we'll have a total of 3 bind offs here. This is our first one. And now we'll turn again and do our second set of neckline bind offs. and work to the end of the row. Now we're going to do our very last set of neckline bind-offs for the right front. So here we are, we have worked our first neckline shaping. We bound off our 4 and we worked back, and then we repeated those 2 rows twice more, which means we bound off, knit all the way across and came back, bound off, knit all the way across and came back. Now this puts us with our working yarn at the neckline. And the pattern tells us now to shape shoulders by binding off. I am going to suggest that rather than going ahead and binding off your shoulder stitches from the neckline, I'm going to work one more row. It's going to give me an extra row in my fabric, but I am going to say that that is important because we always want to bind off shoulder stitches from the shoulder side. It doesn't really matter in this particular instance because this is a dropped shoulder and there's no shoulder shaping, but it is good practice always to begin your shoulder bind-offs at the shoulder edge. That way there's no confusion, and it's just good knitting practice. So I'm going to go ahead and work across one more row, and then I am going to do my bind-offs for my shoulder stitches starting here. Now here I am back at my shoulder edge, and I'm going to bind off all of my stitches. That extra row has given me a little bit deeper of a neckline, and I'm okay with that. If you would prefer not to have your neckline so deep, you could actually have bound off right after the last neckline shaping. And for my last stitch, I'm simply going to cut my yarn and bring that loop through. So that's my bind off. Here we are with our right front neckline shaping complete and shoulder bind off. Okay, so here we are. We have finished our right front. We've got our neckline shaping right there. And now we're going to continue. We're going to do the same thing over here on the left. So as our pattern indicates, we're going to take our center neckline stitches and slip them to a holder. So I'm just going to slip those stitches purlwise off onto my holder. And I've already marked them. If you haven't marked yours, then you're just going to count as you slide them off. All right. So there are my front neckline stitches on my holder. Now I'm going to reattach my yarn. And all that means is that you are going to begin knitting with your ball of yarn, just as you would if you were starting a new ball at the end of the row or at the beginning of the row. So we'll just hold on to our yarn. Now we are going to be going right into binding off our neckline stitches. So we're going to be doing the same bind offs that we did over here. So we'll just bind off our stitches and work to the end of the row. Now we work to the end of the row. All right, now we're going to work back to our neckline and bind off at the beginning of that row. Now for our second neckline bind off. And now for our second neckline bind off. And work to the end of the row. And we'll bind off our last set of neckline shaping stitches. Okay, so here we are. We have done our 3 neckline bind offs and worked back. So the pattern says bind off and work back, bind off, work back. And again, just as on the right front, the left front has us with our working yarn at the neck edge, and they want us to bind off our shoulder stitches. Just as we did on the other side, I'm going to work one additional row so that I can bind off my shoulder stitches from shoulder edge toward neckline. And now we have our completed front. We have our shoulders bound off. We have our neckline, our front neckline stitches on a holder, and we have our neckline shaping completed right here. Now the back is done exactly like the front. You're just going to cast on exactly the same way as you did in the front, work up to where you mark the armholes, and then work up to the neckline. So between now and the next video, what you want to do is complete the front neck shaping and bind off for the shoulders and work the back neck up to where you would begin the neckline shaping for the back. And I'll see you then.